Hey there, this is Megan from Growing Up Herbal, and today I want to invite you to come outside with me and take a walk in my backyard. I'm going to show you how to find two easy to identify herbs called plantain and jewelweed, and you can use these herbs to help your kids if they get into any poison ivy patches this summer, okay? Let's go. So this is our garden, and we have a ton of plantain growing wild all over the place. Can you see it? It's the big broadleaf looking plants. This is back here where we get the tractor back here to plow up the garden, and it's really uneven, and so we don't get our mower back here. And so the plantain just grows wild because it's uncut. Judah, are you cutting some plantain?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so this is plantain right here. As you can see, it's got these really big, broad leaves. They're kind of oval shaped. And if you flip it over on the back, you can see it's got these big veins that run right up the back of it, and that's a good way to recognize it. This is called broadleaf plantain. There's also a plantain called narrowleaf plantain, but broadleaf is really easy to find. It grows everywhere, and it's most of the time in your yard or on the side of the road. So you can pull it out of the ground, and these little like strings come out of the end of the stem. It's kind of like little roots, I guess. But this is a really good way to show you guys the veins in the back of it. It's a good way to identify it. And like I said, it's kind of like an oval shaped leaf. And when the plantain gets so big, it goes to seed, and this is a way to identify it. If I can get over here. Okay, these are the seed shoots that start coming up out of the plantain. You can see there's one and there's one. And so if you see that on a plant, all those little tiny seeds, let's see if you can get in there. Yep, that's a plantain. Okay, so all you have to do is you can dig this plant up and use the root. The root has a lot of the medicinal properties in it, but you don't have to go all out and dig the root up if you don't want. That's a lot of work. You can just yank these leaves off, wash them really good, and use them in your little herbal recipes. And you can dry it and store it for later if you want. Fresh is good, but you know, you can't get plantain in the winter. There's snow all over the ground. Okay, now back here is jewelweed, and this is our compost pile, so it stays nice and moist back here. And jewelweed likes moist environments. And so as you can see, this right here is jewelweed. It's a really delicate plant. If you rub the leaves, it's really, okay, thanks buddy. It's really, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a skin-like feeling to it. It's not real smooth. Well, it is smooth, but it's kind of sticky, sort of. I don't really know how to explain it. Besides, it feels like skin with no hair. Anyway, this is the back of the jewelweed. So it's got the one main stem, the one main vein, I'm sorry, that runs down the back of it. And then you've got all of these little veins that come off of it. Can you see that really well? And here's another way to identify jewelweed, is the stem is kind of like a white material on it, and then when you rub it, it rubs off, and you can see the green. So it's almost like some sort of powder, because when you rub across it, you can see on my finger, I don't know if you can see that, but there's powder on my finger now. And then as summer goes on, probably closer to July and August, jewelweed, did I say plantain? I am talking about jewelweed. Anyway, jewelweed gets these bright orange flowers on them, and then they get these seed pods that are curled up, and when you touch the seed pods, they pop open and the seeds are thrown everywhere. And so a lot of people call jewelweed touch-me-nots, or that was another term for it when I was younger. I can't remember what they called it, but anyhow, that sometimes you may hear it referred to as that. When you stick the jewelweed leaf underwater, it looks like shimmery, like a purpley, silvery kind of glow to it underwater, and that's one way you can tell. Now I'm going to take you back here behind the compost pile where a lot of jewelweed grows and show you this really quickly. Here's another way to identify it. See how the purple right there? That's the joint where leaves start, or branches start coming out right there, you can see right here. And the joints are purple on the jewelweed, so that's one way. This is a really big jewelweed plant. A lot of times you'll find it much smaller than that, but that's a really big one right there. So anyway, that is jewelweed and plantain, and that, There's a bee trying to attack me. Like, get out of here. That's one way to identify jewelweed and plantain, and you guys can use that in your anti-itch recipes or anything for your skin. Alright, so I hope that taking you outside with me today and showing you how to identify jewelweed and plantain has really helped you and boosted your confidence a little bit as far as your abilities to go out and find these plants outside your house. So thank you guys for coming out and going on a walk with me today, and this is Megan from Growing Up Herbal again, and I'll talk to you all soon.